Are you just going to mess with the
everything with the head
until we got to have something to complain about, right? I mean, you definitely without something to complain about, Mark, you don't talk much, do you? Oh, you're going to silent treatment me?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think that's Jackie's.
The buzz is back.
Is that mine buzzing?
The buzz is back.
Just grab your mic and just kind of
hit this.
Yeah, because my buzz is related to your.
There you go.
Yeah, see when you do that, I get the buzz.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know why that is.
I don't know if I don't think you can hear it. I don't think the people at home. Hey, everybody at home.
Don't touch it.
Yeah. that would be so bad. Oh my God. All right, so Teddy, are you going to tell your Nipsey Russell story?
I just did.
Can you tell it so people can actually hear it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Right now?
Right now, Ted.
Yeah. Years ago, another lifetime, I saw and met Nipsey Russell in New York City, and this is after he's the one that was in the movie The Wiz with Diana Ross, I think, when Diana Ross played Dorothy.
Yeah, wasn't he a scarecrow?
Yeah, he was like the scarecrow. Yeah. So when they made the
Michael Jackson was a scarecrow.
Oh, Michael Jackson. He must have been the Tin Man or the Lion. I don't know who he was. But yeah, you're right. I think Michael Jackson was the good call. Yeah, he was the.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should. You know what? That's one of those ones I think I want to watch again.
It came out in 1982 or 81 or so.
Good idea.
It was obviously very musical, So.
Well, I mean, those were good songs, and she did a good job with that stuff. So I mean, I figure I would like to see that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if Michael Jackson's in it. I mean, does he sing a bad song?
No,
he doesn't sing any bad songs. Oh, see, you just got to.
So everybody out there
don't touch anything
in
or move your
podcast
mic.
land, Matt switch us all around.
They're probably
I'm used to
all fucked up
being able to see Matt a little bit. So
no, I had
Ted's
to.
sick.
Yeah, Ted's dying. Yeah, and for everybody, and I know Steve will be disappointed. Ted's drinking coffee. So he won't be wildly drunk and say ridiculous, stupid shit.
And I have nothing.
I'm just punch drunk now. Actually,
you have nothing. Take your time. You know what? We'll cover for you. Here's what we'll do. We won't let anybody know you're getting up and getting a beer.
No, I can't drink.
What? Oh, is it Lent?
No, it's a long story.
Oh.
Okay.
I had to get blood work done today.
Oh, okay.
So I had to fast and everything. I can't drink. So I go to get my blood work done. I sit down. They ask for my insurance card. I give her my insurance card. She's like, "That's not your insurance card."
Uh-oh.
I'm like, "Yes, it is."
That's a picture of your penis.
She's like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Well, I that's what I have. My Blue Cross Blue Shield card. That's it." So she's like, "Well, we can't do this." I'm like, "Well, my doctor needs it now for tomorrow." I go, "How much is it? I'll pay for it." She's like, "Well, you have to go downstairs and find out the price, but they have 24 hours to tell you." Those were her words.
24 hours.
I go, "What do you mean?
Are you trying to kill someone? I don't understand what you're trying to do. Are you trying to get like a new liver or something?
No, just a regular, like a normal yearly checkup blood test.
But your Blue Cross card is your insurance card is your insurance
Not
card.
her. She said, "This is for dental." I go, "No, it's for both. It's dental and whatever." "No, it's not." I'm like, "Okay." I mean, again, I was like, "I'll pay for it, and then I'll just get reimbursed later." I'm like, "How much is it?" She's like, "You got to go down there to find out, and they have 24 hours to tell you." I go, "What the hell kind of scam is this?"
Right. I mean, it's what it costs.
Well, because there's a charge.
Awesome.
There's a charge for us. There's a charge for an insurance company. I don't know. So it's a game. They have up to 24 hours to tell you how much. I go, "Well, how am I supposed to pay for it if I don't know how much?"
So now you're doing your blood work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sir, you don't have to give us an attitude. We're just trying to give you information.
I didn't. I just said, "Okay."
No, you know what would have been great?
I
If you
just
just
walked
said,
down.
if
I'm
you
like,
just
"Okay."
said, how do you do that? She goes, "I could tell you in 24 hours. I can't. I
Right.
have 24 hours to tell you.
What
I'm
does
not
that
going to tell
mean,
you right now."
What does that mean? The medical industry's fucked in this country.
Yeah.
They have up to 24 hours to tell you.
I mean, just look at the price sheet.
Well, it's a different. I mean, do you have a job? Yeah. Oh, it's going to cost a lot more. Yeah, it's going to
that's
cost.
it, yeah.
Can you tell me what range you're in, your household
Right.
income?
That's why they ask you when you go in at the ER or an urgent care center, did this happen at work? As soon as you say yes, they go up, workman's comp.
Yeah, then they know they're going to get
They
paid.
won't take your insurance or anything.
Right.
They used to go right to workman's comp, and then they call your employer.
Oh, that sucks. I don't have a job. Could I just say that though?
Well,
Yep, happened at work.
My son was
Yeah, a lot of people work at Jewel.
my son's a busboy, and he hit his head in the walk-in cooler, and he got like really fucking dizzy, and he think he got concussed. So after work, he came home and he's like, "Man, I still got a headache." He's like, "Can we go to the urgent care center?" I said, "Yeah, let's go." So my wife took him there, and I'm at work, and she says the nurse says, "Does this happen at?" She said, "What happened?" He goes, "Well, I hit my head on the walk-in cooler at work."
And as soon as the work
She goes, "Oh, you were
comes
at
up, yeah.
did.
She's like, "Oh, you were at work? Okay,
Well, come right
And then-
here, sir.
Right,
It's like,
and
it's
she's
like,
like, "We
come to
can't-
the master suite.
We can't take. Who do you work for? We can't take your insurance. We got to run this to workman's comp." And then 5 minutes later, calling Mike, the owner of the restaurant, And Mike's calling me. He's like, dude, what the hell's going on? I go, I have no idea, Mike. I have no idea. They asked one question. We said it happened at work. They're running it through your workman's comp. I'm like, don't worry. I'm going to have him leave.
No,
Like,
yeah, don't worry. We got 24 hours. Everything.
We'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, if he's still alive after, sir, I know your arm fell off. We got 24 hours to put it back on. I mean, give or take.
So funny story. The few times I've been to the ER, I've noticed that most of the people there don't look like they're in any distress they don't look like they're in any distress whatsoever. I mean, I can see people with like a physical injury.
They're stronger than you, Ted.
But most of them are just like, I mean, they look. Actually, I saw one lady. It was actually pretty funny. She was wearing
Right,
her.
Jackie, they're tougher than
She was
Ted.
wearing her
They
mail.
might be.
She was wearing her mailman uniform. And
She was wearing her mailman uniform.
mail
carriers.
carrier uniform.
okay.
And I thought, and she had a very content look on her face. I said, "Oh yeah, she's gonna get a big time work comp right there, aren't you?" I see her filling out the paper.
Well, you don't make
that is-
money off of work comp.
Well, yeah, you can actually.
How?
I guess if you're out of work.
Because you can still sue a third party, like if they were negligent. So you still get the work comp
Is she gonna
benefits.
sue the sidewalk?
You can sue the person who's maintaining the sidewalk. Yeah,
Sidewalk
sure.
makes a lot of money.
Mister, is that Mister or Mrs. Sidewalk? Yeah.
Well, the main purpose is just for them to get their medical expenses back. Right?
Yeah, I
Paid
believe
for.
so. Yeah, and plus
And
like
then-
maybe back wages.
I have
But
no
but they
idea.
can cash you out. Like you can actually like settle your work comp claim for something above that in exchange for, like a settlement release. Because technically, you can. Some states you can actually stay on work comp like forever. Like you can go off it, you can go on it. You could just it's indefinite.
Yeah,
Depends on the state, yeah,
I
so.
know a couple people at my old gig at the old school, man. About every 4 months. Yeah, I honestly every 4 months he'd come to work for about a month. He hurt himself.
Wait, were you a fireman or a teacher?
A teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, this guy was Mr. Slip and Fall. Yeah.
The big thing with firemen is a rotator cuff surgery.
What?
Yeah, you're out for you get 8 months off.
all that-
Rotator cuff surgery.
All
So
that
I know guys
underhand-
have had both of them done.
Yeah, all that underhand slow pitch softball. That's what gets you.
It's crazy.
Do firemen do a lot of underhand things?
No, but I mean they need to use their arms. So if they're in pain or have a tear,
Oh, okay. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't. The axe. Everything seems overhand. I don't know. I don't. Listen, I don't
Are they only axing?
Yeah.
you've never torn your rotator cuff because you wouldn't be able to lift your arm above your couldn't even lift your arm if you tore
Yeah, I
it.
think
I
that's
tore mine.
to
I
put your
couldn't
arm
lift my
behind your
arm.
back, and if you can't do this, if you can't do that, then yeah, it's torn. So.
there's a lot of things I can't do. I mean, I can't run fast.
Torn rotator cuff right there.
You just need to outrun the person next to you. By the way, you don't need to run fast.
If this show is sounding weird, it's because we're in different spots.
Yeah,
So
it's
just
so
type,
strange.
Something's off.
What?
To our listeners.
It doesn't
If
sound
it's not a
weird.
good show. Not sound.
If it's
I'm
not a
just
good,
saying.
it's not a good show because you're sitting in different seats.
Ted
I needed to get Ted to not get away from his microphone all the time and look at the screen where nobody's at. Yeah, that's what I need.
Oh, because he just kept looking up there?
Yeah,
Who
he
cares?
just kept
Nobody
looking over there.
complained. Nobody knows but the person that we have
But
on.
the sound is weird.
Oh, it is.
When you listen to it, doesn't Ted sound stupid?
I thought that was my job.
No, I'm just changing things up so we can get a little more. Just make things a little more feng shui.
Yeah. Keep it fresh,
Yeah. Plus,
Keep you on your toes.
Plus, Mark, to be
Ted,
honest,
you're always on.
no.
man.
As soon as I did this, I knew you'd complain. Like I should have written it down and shown everybody. Mark is complaining about.
He does
moving
this
seats.
just to get me to complain.
Yeah.
No.
Like, oh, we got
you
to start.
complain about everything.
We got to start.
Just don't take the bait.
Yeah.
Don't take the bait.
I'm just not as complacent as you. That's what it is.
What do you mean? I love change. I'm a big change guy. Yep. I don't like dollar bills. All change.
No, I'm sorry, not complacent. Compliant as you. Compliant.
You consider him compliant?
Well,
I'm the least compliant person.
To himself.
I bitch about everything.
to himself, he's compliant to his rules and his.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, you mean
If
like
it's what he wants to do,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah?
for
You
sure.
mean like do it my way or no way?
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah.
double show on this day, this day, and this day.
It's like a dictatorship, not a
4:30.
democracy.
We're gonna start at 4:30.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Hey, it's my basement. Okay.
I know it is. You're not paying Ted as much as me. So
You're getting money?
I mean, I'm getting paid
Oh,
less than
Mark,
Ted.
Mark.
What?
We're not supposed to talk about money. All right, some quick updates. Let's see. Terry from Michigan was one of the many people who wanted us to know that the Pilgrims came to America December 22nd, 1620.
We said 1690, right?
I think we said 1492.
1492.
I think we said about
Yeah.
7 different numbers.
Well,
All
that-
of them were wrong.
None of them are.
I think you
yeah.
guys realized it was Columbus when you said the 1492.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
We realized
conflated
something.
it.
Because you did the little, lyric that goes
but
with
then,
it.
But then Mark did like do the whole thing and just say, "We are fucking stupid." I'm pretty sure he said those words.
Was that Jamestown? Was that Jamestown 1620? Is that
Something
where they
like
came?
that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, great.
We're
fact checking.
I
Could
do
you
remember.
imagine?
I do remember the details of like the of some of the pilgrims. Right? They were what were the religious backgrounds?
I think it was
Calvinists.
Yeah.
No, was it?
Psychos.
I remember their names. Was it Sleepy, Dopey, Happy? Yeah.
Bashful.
Let's see. Amelia from Sydney, Australia.
Good eye.
Mentioned the same thing Mark mentioned, that I am not 100 years old, and I did not listen to my 45s on a phonograph. I listened to them on a record player.
The best part was not correcting you and just smirking and smiling, letting you roll with it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that I wasn't here for that song.
Oh, yeah.
That Matt and I must have listened to that song on his record player
And what's that song again that you were?
thousands of
Jeremiah
times.
was a bullfrog.
Thousands
Such
of
a-
times.
Well, you're in luck, Jackie, because I'm doing it again today.
Oh.
Oh, that's nice. Let's see. Eric from 32nd Street Pizza in New York said, "It's a bad idea to eat anything 5 people deliver." Remember your story about
Yeah.
Michael
Oh, yeah,
Jordan?
yeah.
It's a
Said-
true story.
But he said it's a terrible idea
Yeah.
to eat anything 5 people deliver because no one needs that for one pizza. And he said he's pretty sure that if Michael Jordan ate a whole pizza, that's probably why he felt like shit.
Well, he was ill, but I've eaten a whole pizza before. Felt pretty good.
And you played basketball the next day.
Professionally.
No.
Yeah, yeah. I think you probably spent about 4 hours pooping, and then you did something. And then finally, Benjamin from Cardiff, UK, says roosters are male, hens are female, and this is why we don't eat roosters. The meat is better on hens, and roosters are super aggressive and a total pain in the ass.
Yeah, but you know what? How you can calm them. I saw a video. Actually, my aunt showed it to me. She doesn't have any roosters anymore, but when she did, if they're being overly aggressive, they get fucked up in the head somehow, and they become aggressive. And you just have to. And if there's only one rooster around,
Rooster cocaine?
another rooster will put that rooster in place, and they'll everything. So you grab it, like kneel on it, and you take the back of the head and you peck them on the ground like that. And it shows like dominance, and they seriously, and then they're like, all right, it's all good.
It sounds like you're molesting a rooster.
I'm assuming you're wearing
I've
heavy.
seen a video.
You're
Of it.
wearing
She told me to do that.
heavy duty gloves and eye goggles when you
No,
grab the
the-
rooster, so it doesn't scratch your eyes out.
No,
while
they're
you're
not
trying to
like-
grab
no,
it.
no.
Ted, we are like not unfarmed buffoons. I'm sure I'm sure there's like 70-year-old women and men that could just walk up, grab a rooster, face
yeah.
face
No,
smash
it's
it, and the
amazing.
rooster's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like, okay,
We
sorry.
are-
I'd just be running away.
we are city folk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are
Absolutely.
completely useless. All right, so let's get this thing rolling because we do have a very, very special guest.
Yes,
I'm very
we
excited
do.
About.
Oh, Jackie.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Matt. Happy National French Toast Day.
Wow.
Everybody
thought it
likes
was
French
Giving
toast more than
Tuesday.
pancakes,
Cheers.
right?
We all love French toast.
Yeah. Wait, Giving Tuesday.
It
Today's
is Giving
Giving
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
No, I did not know that. And welcome to the Real Three Idiots podcast. With me, as always, is the king of Crown. Get it? Teddy.
King of Crown.
Howdy, team. It's good to be back after this long holiday weekend.
Teddy, you're a little under the weather.
I'm a little under the weather, so you might hear a little bit of sniffling or some major coughing and phlegm release at some
No.
point. Yeah.
Phlegm
Some,
release.
some vomiting,
Don't-
and you might hear some diarrhea.
Do
I'm
not,
sure
do
what
not,
that
do not,
sounds
do not
like.
be alarmed.
Yeah. And Mr. High School Basketball, Mark.
I am right now.
You are right now. You're
Did
Mr. High School Basketball.
6 games last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, that is. I got to
Yeah,
go see
6.
some games. I got to go see your son play.
Well, he had 4, and then I went to 2 other ones.
Nice.
That sound, I used to do that all the time, though. I used to go. My buddy was a football coach here, and
Oh,
I used
yeah.
to go to tons of football games and tons of basketball games and state championships and all that kind of stuff. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I got to get back to
We
it.
saw some volleyball too.
Oh yeah. My one of our
Bill?
good friends was the boys volleyball coach, boys and girls volleyball coach at one school, and they always pretty much made it to the championship.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell
He's
you
like
what.
the winningest coach in the history of like Illinois volleyball.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, and I'll tell you what, boys volleyball is it's so athletic and
Yeah.
it is just an intense thing to watch. There's so much action. Everything is happening. It's a really cool thing. It happens. It's fast. Now that they have rally scoring,
Yep.
it doesn't go on forever. It's a fun sport. And you probably heard that other voice. Yes, my sister Jackie is into hizzo.
Into his-o right here.
Yeah.
Sister
So,
Jackie.
yeah.
Sister Jackie.
When I told her who our guest was, she was very excited. And very interested in coming.
I was
on,
like,
so-
I'm going to be out of town next week, but I'm there any other time.
Yeah, so lucky. I know, Mark. I know you're trying to figure out why we're so excited, but you will.
I think I know.
No, I mean,
I'm in the know, right?
Well,
Or
I mean, you
something-
know who the guest is.
Yeah.
I know you're just not as excited as we are. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
The
Is there
excitement in
something
your voice
Is there
is-
something I don't see? All right.
It's been a rough day. It's been a rough day.
Well, yeah. I mean, you were denied the ability to pay for
Well, I
something
didn't
you
eat-
wanted to do.
And now
So
you have to
here's-
fast again.
So I didn't eat all day. I haven't eaten since like 7 o'clock yesterday, and I went there right before the show. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fucking go in here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get something to eat, and I'll be okay. And that didn't happen.
So you still haven't had any food?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
so this has got to suck watching Jackie and I drink. Teddy's drinking coffee because he doesn't feel good. And
feel like you need
you
a
can't go out after the show either.
sandwich.
Right. That's I sent you that text earlier. We can go out at like 6:30.
Yeah.
That's me
The Bulls
assuming I
and
was
the
getting.
Hawks are
I
playing.
know. I'll figure something out.
Oh, okay. You can just start fasting tomorrow morning.
I might just not get my blood work done until after
Yeah, there you
my
go. Just
appointment.
skip the blood
At this
work.
point, they won't have the results.
I know.
by the
That's
time
why.
of your
That's what I'm
appointment anyways.
thinking. But
All right, so
I
Teddy,
didn't want to say that because my doctor's a listener, so I didn't
Oh.
want to. Yeah.
Well, you look fine to me. It looks like your triglycerides are down. So I
Dr.
think you're
Vinny
good.
Boom Bots.
hey, hey, go sit over by there. We got you. All right, Teddy, are you ready for your tip?
Yes,
This is near and dear to your heart.
I've been on at least one side of this.
He seems emphatically
tip.
ready.
Oh,
Like,
okay. All right, cool. So let's get to our sponsor, and we'll get going. Are you sick of watching football, baseball, and women's competitive squirrel tossing? Sloppy Don's Tequila is proud to announce the sport that is sweeping the nation, the United States Congress Boxing League. That's right. Each week, the best heavyweights, lightweights, and deadbeats will step into the ring and try to take home the crown. You will see epic battles. Watch as Mitch McConnell and Bernie Sanders go head-to-head, winner take all. See the ultimate team battle as Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert go punch for punch with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the veteran Nancy Pelosi. And don't miss the main event. 85-year-old Maxine Waters takes on the youngster, 80-year-old Rosa DeLorio. This one is guaranteed to end badly. Forget hockey, basketball, and three-man wrestling. This Sunday, Sloppy Don's Tequila invites you to turn on C-SPAN, turn down the sound, and watch your elected officials get what they deserve. Check out the United States Congress Boxing League.
Nice. What was her name? Rosie what? I think she's a Gordon guy.
Rosa DeLoria.
Yeah, she went to Gordon with me.
Yeah, she honestly, Maxine Waters is 85, but the picture of Rosa DeLoria, she looks slightly deader. Yeah, she's bad.
which in Words with Friends, deader is a word. Somehow you can be more dead than deader.
Some of those words
More
are
dead than
just
dead.
insane.
Yeah.
All right, Marquise, sing it up, brother.
Teddy, buddy, don't be so crazy. Your tips are blazing, so we listen. And if we seem to be confused, that doesn't mean we aren't amused. And when the listener scared you, well, I guess your tips were poo. And we got lucky just last week. And that's not just tongue in cheek. And if you're somewhere drunk and passed out on the floor, oh, Teddy, ain't you tipping anymore?
Wow.
That's it.
Hey, Tiger, I'm gonna need a cigarette after that one. All right.
That was sultry. That was the most sultry you've ever
I was
been.
like, "Row."
Yeah,
It
that
was
Better in the shower, I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh, man.
At first, I wasn't. I didn't know what the song was, and I
Yeah.
thought you were really like having a heart to
You
heart
didn't,
with
you didn't let me finish
Ted.
my sentence.
Yeah,
Then
you
we need
you
a
had some
shower after that one, too.
you had some deep like staring into
Yeah.
Teddy's eyes thing that really bothered me.
Sick
All right,
eyes.
Teddy, here is your tip. Ted, I have a serious problem. Not like these other people with cars and boyfriends. I'm on a 5-man bowling team, and we finish in the top 5 in a 40-man league. We lost our anchor 2 years ago and replaced him with my partner at work. After a season and a few weeks, it's obvious he is not as good as he says he was. Big surprise. We need to get rid of him at the end of the season. A couple of problems. I have to work with him every day, and he might love bowling more than I do, and it's all he talks about. He tells everyone about being on the team. How can we dump him without it getting weird? Also, the name of our team is Deep Pockets. I don't know, is that a bowling term?
Better than Lucky Strikes or Alley Cats, right?
Okay. Oscar 46, Portland, Oregon. Go Ducks.
Hey, Oscar, shout out. Hey, as
Go
a
Beavers.
as a sometimes dabbler in bowling myself with a high game of 175, I can possibly help you out here. So
That is not his height.
No.
Here's what you want to do. So anyway, this actually happened to me on my bowling league a few years ago. So we had a guy, and I wasn't privy. He was a friend of one of our teammates, and I guess he was talked up to be like really good bowler. Obviously, he wasn't right from the word go, but I guess this guy did everyone a favor. He just was a no-show after week 1. He just quit because I'm assuming he was embarrassed about his performance, and quite honestly, so were we. so we were.
But Teddy, this guy's not going to quit.
Right. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to do some creative explaining, potentially a little bit of lying, but you don't want to hurt his feelings. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to basically say, so it's a 5-man team. Obviously, number one, if he's not the best bowler, he shouldn't be bowling anchor, number one. I would suggest if somehow you kept him on the team in the future, he should be bowling 2 or 3 because you want to put your weakest players at number 2 or 3 because they can't screw things up. And plus, it's too much pressure to lead off for some guys, and some guys it's too much pressure to be anchor. But if they're in 2 or 3 slot on a 5-man team, he really is pretty harmless as long as he can get a spare here and there, and doesn't ruin it for you. But let's assume he's dismal, he's abysmal, and he's not good. So here's what you're gonna do: you're gonna basically say, "Hey, man, we love you." But we have a guy who used to bowl with us years ago. He's coming back. We had a prior commitment to him. We didn't think he was coming back, but he is. So unfortunately, we have to honor our prior commitment to him by having this guy come back. But we're going to keep you on the roster as a super sub. And, because figure, most bowling men's leagues are about a 35-week season, so it's pretty long, right? So just say, hey, we're going to keep you on the roster as a super sub. Thank you for your service. Maybe bring him out a couple of times. So let's just say you're bowling and you're not going to make the playoff depending on your league. Is sometimes you have to bowl halves.
Wait,
of
hold on a second. So you're saying lie?
Yeah, but in
So
a nice
you're-
way. In a nice way. Yeah, in a nice way.
Nice lying.
Yeah.
way.
So you're lying.
Yeah.
So what if he finds? I mean, what if the guy slips up and says, "I've never seen these guys before in my life. I'm just a 250 bowler."
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. So, but here's what's going to happen. So, like I said, here's
this
what
always ends poorly.
No, but here's what you want to do. Seriously. So here's what actually should happen. Keep the guy in your roster because chances are if it's a 5-man team, it's a 35-week season, someone's going to be absent or sick at some point for some reason. Bring the guy in so he's still bowling. Obviously, don't put him at anchor. And then, like, for example, if you had, like, just won a playoff match and, the playoffs and you were going to bowl for the championship, but the rest of the games you're bowling in the meantime, don't mean anything, or the games you're bowling in, whatever half you're bowling don't mean anything if you're not going to make the playoffs, then bring this guy in, let him bowl a few games,
But
let him bowl a
they
few
finish
weeks.
in the top 5. They're a good team.
But, you don't finish in the top 5 all the time. I'm just saying, but you could finish in the top 5 without, because if you secure a playoff spot, you're automatically going to bowl for the playoff for the championship. But I'm just saying, if you already secured a playoff spot, you could still have this guy come in the meantime, even if he screws it up, because you already have that playoff spot secured, and he's not going to bowl in the playoff or the championship anyway. So he can still get his games in, just not as many, and obviously don't put him at anchor, because you don't want to put a weak bowler at anchor. Just
Okay, But let's just do this real fast.
Okay.
If you had to poison him and you didn't want him to die, what would be a good poison that you could use? Something light.
Something topical that goes on the ball, right?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just poison his ball.
Or it goes in one of the
'Cause
holes,
nobody
and then
else
you're like,
is-
dude, you got something in your eye. And
Right.
he scratches his eye.
Or put a little baby scorpion in the
my
thumb hole, perhaps.
God.
Yeah, that could work.
That would be the worst. You know what? That would be the worst thing I could possibly think
Or
to
get a little
do.
dart frog, the one they use in the Amazon when they tip the little needles when they shoot the blowgun
Oh,
at the monkeys.
a dart with frog poison on it.
Yeah, the dart.
Oh, not the actual frog?
Yeah, put the dart frog in the thumb hole.
In his bowling
His
bag?
bowling bag, yes.
Oh, my God.
His one ball bowling bag.
Oh, that's a terrible, terrible thing.
Good luck to you, though, Oscar.
Oh, man.
your upcoming
You know
season.
what? I hope our guest bowls so that – Michael, do you bowl? Are you a bowlist?
I've done it a few times, but the thing is, I sometimes I can't find people who want to. We're from the 80s, so a lot of these newbies, they're so busy touching things with their little finger and pushing buttons and Uber Eats. That's like a real man and real woman's game, It's like get in and get it. The Big Lebowski. It's the Big Lebowski. They don't even know.
Oh, I love that concept. That's so topical because we're going to have a guy that one of our guests is going to come on after the first of the year. Wrote a book called "I'm a Lebowski, You're a Lebowski." Yeah,
It's the Big Lebowski. Hey,
I love it. All right, so our guest today is, and you tell me if I get this wrong, a dancer, a singer, an actor. He's been a robot. Hopefully a producer at some point. And now this one I'm not sure of. You actually helped Lionel Richie write one of his most popular songs of all time, All Night Long. Is it?
yes, sir. No, not all night long. Dancing with the Ceiling.
Dancing on the Ceiling. That's it. Oh, damn it! I knew
Great
that.
song.
You probably know him. Oh, I love that he's holding it up right now. You probably know him from Breakin' and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. Our guest today is Michael Boogaloo Shrimp Chambers. Michael, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you so much. And he's talking about this film.
Oh, man. Breakin' 2.
Breaking
Oh, that
Two
was
Electric
two, yeah.
Boogaloo. It was a canon film.
Oh.
They called me the dancing schmulik. There he is, the dancing schmulik. No, Menachem Golan and Yuri Globus decided to make a film after the box office numbers of Flashdance for the feeling it's all theater. And the thing is, everybody's like, oh, God, they're breakdancing. Mom, this is Garden in Broadway. Lord, no whole district. Breakdancing and spinning on his head. Look at what's happening to the world. These kids, these people. Then the thing is, no. In Israel, Menachem Golan, Canon Films took that very serious. And they said, well, look, they made Delta Force. They made Death Wish. They did all the B movies that became Alamo Draft House hits, and they said, okay, let's bank on these dancing schmucks, and let's get them in a movie. No, it's very true, because back then people were kind of like taking the power back. If you were schmulik or you're a schmuck, the thing is, they weren't saying it in a bad way. They were like, okay, if you have an ego, I'm calling you a schmuck, and if you do what you're told, you're gonna get paid, and you're gonna get this movie. No, 80s people had no mercy. They're like, look, you don't have an agent, you don't have a manager, you're a schmuck, you need a job, I'm gonna hire you. They're like, okay.
Oh, that must have been. I mean, yeah, that must have been really tough. 'Cause-
That's Hollywood.
yeah, because you guys, when you guys got into this, when you and Shabadoo got into this, Adolfo, I mean, you guys were just dancers, right? I mean, they did they take?
There you go. So now here we go back to the schmuck. The days when I was just a simple, noble, Tatarly schmuck. The thing is, here we are, just kids. There's different levels of schmuck. Then there's an evil. There's schmuckers. There's schmuckers jelly. That's what I mean. Then there's that guy who never gave you your check, and then there's a schmuck that took your parking space. So there's different levels of okay. So look, so here we are, kids in the inner city in South Central. Yo, what up? Hey, what did you do? Hey, bye, Felicia. We're dancing on Hollywood Boulevard. And everybody in Hollywood is theater people. They're like, one single exercise. Say, what is this? They say they're doing point in ballet. We're dancing and spinning on our head and on our knee. So like, schmuck, you'll never make it on Broadway. So we were the clash of the dancers. Jazz dancers and ballet dancers ruled Hollywood. It's all MGM and theater. Here we come dancing on Hollywood Boulevard, doing our best little thing. And we were developing a new art form. So at the time, we were all green. So the dance community is like, this is not Juilliard, and this is not Debbie Allen. So what is it? There was no definition. But the studios, Menachem Golan, right down the street on Sunset Boulevard, they were like, there's something there, because they had already seen the box office numbers of Flashdance. So in Flashdance, they had those guys in the Boogie Down Bronx. Yo, how you doing? And Jennifer Bills, hey, you and you, so what's the, hey, everybody that was really cool back then was doing the hustle in the Studio 54 Boogie in the robot. So now when they did Flashdance, these people were like, dang, man, these were the club kids in Washington Square Park and the Boogie Down Bronx dancing, and now they're on the screen. I've seen them down the street in New York, and now they're on the screen. So all of a sudden, Canon Films is like, wait a minute. Everybody that paid money in Washington Square Park or paid somebody on some pier, hey, go do your jig for me, here's $1. Now they were going to see it on the big screen. And so when they auditioned us, we were just dancers. And the writers were like, you know what? This is a movie. How are we going to bank on some street kids? But the best thing about us, we had good diction. We knew how to pronounce certain words, not ebonics. So they decided, okay, look, these guys are not actors. Let's put them in a situation. So just like Carol Burnett, when they put us in a situation, they said, okay, this is a setup. You're going to go to a party. Somebody's going to say, what do you do? I'm one of those kids that, is a breakdance. They said, just improvise, and that's breaking. That was breaking.
Okay,
Everything was pretty much off page and improvised.
Oh, I had no idea.
Wow.
Okay, so let's go to that. So you're in middle school. You're dancing on Pier 8, right? You're dancing at people's houses for money, okay? And then a few years later, what? You're like 14 years old. You're on the road. You're on a worldwide tour with Lionel Richie, right?
Now that happened. That happened because I love your history. I was 14 years old, and I was already dancing so much that my name got around in certain circles. And when they had the audition, you gotta remember, this guy's not a dancer. Lionel Richie is not a dancer. He's a sensational songwriter. So when his manager, Ken Cragen, who used to manage Kenny Rogers, when they decided to do Lionel's solo album, remember he was with the Commodores.
He was with the Commodores. We love the Commodores.
Motown. Now, baby, you know what? So Ken Cragen decided, Lionel, you need to jump on the bandwagon with this thing, MTV. Music television, the movement, MTV. I want my MTV. Yeah. So MTV launched their music channel to debut artists. This guy had the right manager, and Ken Cragen said, look, Lionel, this is what's happening, breakdancing, da-da-da-da. You got to have these guys in your video. So if you look at All Night Long, Lionel's just walking, well, my friends, the time has come. And the thing is, he's going down the book.
Have some fun. Oh, I love Lionel Richie. God.
So when he's walking down the boulevard, it's like a makeshift street that they can control where he sees street kids and blah, 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 blah. That video won him American Music Award, a Grammy, that Ken Cragen, his manager, decided for him to bring the street dance kids. So when he offered us a job after the music video, we went around the world on a 9-month world tour. Here's a picture of the tour book from there. If you look at it, Lionel Richie got into dancing. We were running with the night. He wrote the song for the movie White Knight. Say you, say me, say it all, with Mikhail Baryshnikov and Gregory Hines.
Oh, love that movie.
He got into dance like 0 to 60, starting with us, and explored that whole world, even made Dancing on the Ceiling. So once we were doing that tour, the press and the attention got to be so big that when him and Michael Jackson decided to write We Are the World, when they wrote We Are the World, he told Michael, I got these guys who are still green on tour. You got to see them. So there's a very classic picture of Michael Jackson in disguise. Literally, if anybody's seen the Motown flop, The Wiz, he had the scarecrow wig. Well, it was a flop.
We were just talking
about it. Yeah.
Because I met Nipsey Russell.
Michael Jackson, hold on a second. Michael Jackson, after that movie flopped, decided, if I go out in public, I got to be incognito, so let me borrow a costume. Most artists can get their costumes from the production. So if you look at it, he has the wig from The Wiz, and he had a top hat, and he had like a Steve Urkel bow tie, and he looked like a funky golf player, from Albania or Soul Train.
Okay, so but
I
let's
mean, his wardrobe looked like he was lost in translation. Most tourists, they don't look like they're from wherever they're visiting because they're from another country. So he deliberately wanted to look like somebody from another country. And so when he came to Lionel Richie's concert and he seen myself, Shabadoo, and Papi Taco, the rest was history because each of us had different styles and we were able to work with him individually. The best thing that ever happened was this picture. If you look at my wardrobe, this picture was from 1985 Breaking 2. I'm wearing a band jacket.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a blinged out belt. Pretty much he had more money to upgrade the wardrobe, but you see where I'm going with this. So much went on other than dance that I thank God Almighty that we were ground zero. I felt like a black Forrest Gump in the right place at the right time. So, Mama said talent's like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
All right, but let's do this real fast. You're 14. You're 14 years old, okay, and you're going around the world on this tour. I mean, what is that like? I mean, you're 14 years old. You've had to have seen things and done things that no 14-year-old on the planet has ever done. I mean, what kind of things went on?
But for the record, because we know where some people have degenerated in Tinseltown, went to Betty Ford and all kind of wonderful things. The thing is that in the news, it's very true.
Oh yeah.
At 14, I was like a dog on a horse at Hollywood Racetrack. You just tell me to go. I didn't look to the left. I didn't look to the right. It's very true. Even a background check will show I didn't do anything that could have been on the record that would have got me in trouble or my employer. So I literally really cared about my job. I knew I had a responsibility because, I mean, come on, just because I was from the city and not a gated community, that didn't mean that I wasn't smart enough from my mother and father raising me to do the right thing, to respect my employer. This guy was at the top of his game and also a former Motown employee. So of course that raised the bar. I'm like, okay, this guy is somebody special. I'm going to do my job thoroughly. And sure enough, my work ethic helped me get other jobs because there was a lot of dancers. I mean, break dancers, poppers is like a chorus line, one singlers say. But the thing is,
your work ethic and your energy.
The work ethic,
you're so low key.
Energy.
The work ethic. They were like, "Oh my God, this little guy at 14 shows up on time. He shows respect. He's not even taking unofficial pictures and parading us around with his little Polaroid. He just shuts up and does his job." So I was easily moldable, right? So that kind of resonates in Tinseltown. And sure enough, Mr. Jackson and everybody else said, "Dang, man, this little guy does his job and he doesn't ask for too much. He just does it and he's thankful." So I was able to go 0 to 60. And I tell you, from 14, when Lionel's manager, not Lionel, remember, he's an artist. The manager's everybody's daddy. Ken Cragen said, "Look, get your mom and your dad to consent to a waiver to see if you can go on a world tour." I said, "Sure." I said, "Mom, there's this wonderful man that's works with Lionel Richie and tells Lionel what to do," because the manager does tell you what to do. Manager's everybody's daddy. So I told my mom, "This guy wants me to go around the world." And she's like, "What?" I go, "Here's this paper." Well, look, that's what a 14-year-old kid would say, right? So I give her this paper and her eyes got real like big. It's like, wow. She's like, "Wait a minute." When she read the contract, I go, "What happened?" I thought I was in trouble. She goes, "You're going to be gone for 9 months." I go, "Are you serious? I could have another brother?" She goes, "No, not a pregnancy." I'm like, 3 minutes, baby, her mom.
Is this true? Because I saw an interview where Adolfo Shabadoo said that one of the ways you got to go on this was that both your moms kind of knew each other, and that he said he would, because he was about 10, 12 years older than you, that he would kind of watch over you. Is that inaccurate?
Well, no. If that's close to the truth, I'm gonna do my best jacking him. You can't handle the truth. A few good men. That's pretty close, but it's not the truth, the whole truth. So help me God. So look. So here's what happened. Shabadoo's mother was a Jehovah's Witness, and she was studying at one of the conventions, and somehow or another, they found out my mother was going to a Jehovah's Witness convention. So on the premise of religion and values, she felt, "Oh wow, well my mom and his mom have the same faith, so now there was a certain amount of trust there, you know." And with that being said, she signed guardianship for me to him, trusting, that he would do the morally right thing and take care of her son. So I was able to go on tour, because usually in the 80s, people were getting sued if you didn't do the right thing. And sure enough, all they needed was a legal guardianship for them to say, "Hey, this guy's, he's 14 years old." But believe it or not, here's the deal. Here's the juicy stuff. Lionel Richie. No. Oh, I've got to go extra crispy. Everybody's gonna sound it for 1-1. I got to say something. This is really juicy. You ready? This is where the problem happened. Lionel Richie's wife, Brenda, his former wife. Once he brought me on tour, oh no, he's 14 years old. Okay. She was gonna protect her money And she made sure to say, okay, look, this kid is going to do his job and he's going to be confined to the hotel. I could not go twerking. I could not go and see what was happening outside. I literally had to live in the hotel until it was time for me to go on stage and then go back to my room because there was a lot of stuff going on that was not for minors.
For
You know how
14-year-olds,
roadies
right?
are and the girls and the groupies and blah, blah. She's like, they assigned a security to make sure I went, I did my schoolwork, I did my show, and I was at the hotel. And if I left, I was supervised with an adult that was responsible because Lionel Richie's name was at stake. If I had gotten to something or been somewhere where it's under it, they would have pulled the thing. So I have to say a good shout out to somewhere to Brenda Ritchie because she spared me a lot of stuff that would have, I mean, some people get degenerated on world tours with pop stars, and I did my job, but I was confined to my room.
No, so no, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense when you think about all the child stars, right? Who did
the actors, yeah,
who did terrible, terrible things. And I can tell you right now, like I'll exclude my sister, right, because she's probably much better. She's sitting here with us. She's probably much better at this. But I would say that the actual Three Idiots here, if you gave me the leeway and the money and the fame and everything that you had at age 14, I would probably be dead for about 25 years already. So we would not be talking. I wouldn't have the ability to do it. It would be so bad.
Well, what was beautiful, I really realized how blessed I was because there were a lot of people on that tour that weren't twerking and doing drugs and partying. They did their jobs impeccably, but they had values and they had families and they believed in their God. And so the thing is, they're like, okay, I'm not going to degenerate this kid. And so there were things I seen that I won't mention because I'm not the National Enquirer or I'm not some sort of policing thing for entertainment. Okay. But here's the deal. At the same time, I think the news, we've seen a lot of people in the 80s who have fallen from grace and done some things. Lionel Richie is still alive and he's still very well respected. The only reason that he survived is because he did his job and he did it impeccably, but he was able to get away from all the celebrity things that brought a lot of celebrities down. And like I said, I mean, I still to this day, when I look back at how blessed I was to be on tour with that kind of person who was at the top of his game, it was like, what better way? You got to remember, Lionel Richie was from Tuskegee, Alabama. Lionel Richie, he wrote for the Commodores. This guy still, I mean, when he did All Night Long, Can't Slow Down, I mean, Lionel, for me, I really feel like there was a generation that kind of forgot who Lionel Richie really is because he stepped back and started writing for everybody. And he wasn't really kind of in the spotlight. He was in the behind the scenes, but he's almost like a Negro Paul McCartney because Paul man, there were bells in the spring, but I never heard them again. It's close the morning, yeah. No, but Paul stepped back. He stepped back for a long time and wrote a lot of stuff. And everybody else, George and John and everybody got glory. But then later on, Paul did duets with Mr. Jackson. So he still, with Wings and Linda, they say the people want to have us in a silly love song.
I love that song. I love that song. All right. So you mentioned
Paul still kind of stepped back. And so for me, when I look at Lionel Richie kind of stepped back after We Are the World. And to be able to be in the presence at 14, to see how a man acts off stage and on stage, it really helped mold the songwriter and the person that I am, No,
that makes sense. No, you mentioned Michael Jackson. Now, and there's a story, and I've heard some of this, but did you teach Michael Jackson his version of the moonwalk or your version of his moonwalk?
Really?
Hold on a second. Hold that thought. Yes, I did.
Oh, this is awesome. He's going to get I have no idea what Michael is going to get right now, but I am just to be able to
excited
see,
about it.
Yeah, this is kind of awesome.
Okay, so anyhow, hold on just a second. You're gonna love it. If I find it, you're gonna love it.
I really wish that everybody could see him. He's so fun.
Ready? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. You can't say his name without him. Hey! Hi.
You have
He's
a
got a
Michael
Michael
Jackson
Jackson
doll.
Oh,
Why do
well,
you
of
have a
course I
Michael
do.
Jackson figurine doll?
Look at he's like,
Is he from?
I
Is that
see
from like
you.
Beat It?
He's a
Why?
So
do you,
look,
why do you have
I
that?
had that. You remember, I was a 14-year-old kid with Lionel, and then around that time I worked with Michael. So of course my wardrobe changed. My hair was kind of still greasy. I mean, obviously you're guilty by association because these people were over the top, right? So I'm getting off my job and going, wait a minute, I'm looking at MTV. My employer's pretty a big deal. So of course I had the jackets and my clackers, and of course I went to the store and I'm like, wait a minute, I was just teaching this guy. Now he has a doll. I don't have a doll yet. So of course I was really just kind of blown away. But at the same time, to be honest, I had my little swagger as far as telling him, well, wait a minute, he's got $1 million and some dollars, and they got mansions, gated communities. I'm a little schmoolik from the streets that was allowed into their circle, and I must be good because I'm here. So I'm like, wait a minute. So now I was like, wait a minute, I even have my own chair. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a reason why I'm here, so I don't have to covet what they have. I could be a schmoolik, but I'm a very professional schmuck. Thank you. I say a perfect.
Man, you must have spent a lot of time in the movie business because you are using a lot of words. It's so funny to hear somebody say
It's
all
all
those words.
theater.
Yeah, no, it's so funny because my dad used to. I mean, my dad said schmuck. I mean, my dad.
Yeah,
yeah.
all
He
the
had
time.
he had a bunch of Jewish friends, and so
Yeah.
I would hear these words all the time. It's so funny to hear you
Like
say
a schmuck,
that
you're
stuff.
schmoolik. Mamza.
That is so funny. All right, so you did a video with Shaka Khan, is that right?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And that didn't just happen. You remember, I was on tour with Lionel Richie. And
Everything comes back to Lionel Richie.
well, yeah, because this is early MTV. Remember, Lionel all night long won all those awards, and Michael Jackson's "He was bald." Yeah, I mean, everything that happened in the '80s that was big. These were the groundbreaking artists of MTV. I mean, especially African Americans. So we'll be, politically correct. So obviously, these African Americans, the American Music Awards, I mean, Dick Clark's American Music Awards. When Lionel won the Grammy and when he won the Music Awards and wrote "We Are the World," I mean, his name was on the block in the industry. So for me, between him and Michael Jackson, they kind of ruled the charts and Billboard and all that stuff. So that's where I'm going with this. And so for me, when I stepped back and I looked at the magnitude and the millions of people, I was like, oh my goodness. That's when I started going, wait a minute, there's something here with these two. And so with Lionel, I was able to just sit back, let them be, and not try to stand in their light, but just stay in my lane.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that secrecy and that respect resonated in the industry because everybody knew I was just a little bitty guy, but I wasn't a noisemaker. I was a good employee who could work side by side with somebody who was as great and big on that magnitude, but not try to take away from their light. Does that make sense?
Well, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because I would have tried to. I would have tried
in
to
their
get some.
circle, in their circle, I had a Jewish studio teacher. I had a lot of Jewish agents from the Hamptons of New York. I said, let's run things. Some of them even sound like Fran Dresser. He was a schmuck. Then and this schmuck. Get him out of my office. You'll never make it. It's not William Morris. I don't know your age. Get him out of here. No, the thing is, I mean, I work with a lot of wonderful, brilliant Jewish artists, agents, talent people, and it's interesting because when you said that 9-month world tour, I was able to go on tour with my Jewish studio teacher. My Jewish studio teacher, she was telling me stuff about the Holocaust and a lot of things to make sure I respected life. I respected, the race and how hatred can be. This is pretty heavy. So we're on tour with Lionel Richie, and I've developed a rapport with Linda Elster Stone. She's still in the business, Linda Stone. When we did the movie Breaking, the producers, Menachem Golan, they're from Israel. Israel. And so they're like, Shalom Toda. I'm like, what is that? They're like, that's a greeting. Say it. Shalom, Shalom. All right, all right. I'm like, what is this? How about the Haba Nagila? And everybody's all happy. Like, all right, louder. I want more. I felt like Adam Sandler. Haba Nagila, Haba Nagila. That was, I mean, they got real loud. No, they're from Israel. So, of course, I grew up in that community of artists that were fun, loving, but still professional. So of course, I have that lingo, I mean, I'm very proud of it because you know what? Like I said, my studio teacher, when I started getting really famous with the movie Breaking or whatever, she sat back and she goes, you know what? I'm going to teach you something that's going to resonate for the rest of your life. I go, oh no. She goes, you're coming with me. I go, okay. You know where she took me? She took me to the Dachau concentration camp. She took me when we were in
Holy
Germany.
crap! And you're 14 years old.
Now I'm 15 going on 16 because of the first movie. I had just turned 16, and we were at the Cannes Film Festival, so that movie was introduced at the Cannes Film Festival.
Hold on a second. The movie Breakin' was introduced at the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Think about it.
Okay, no, I'm trying to think about it because it doesn't seem like a Cannes Film Festival movie.
Well, because there's a lot of generation that said disco sucks as well. But I mean, it's very true. That same generation did not respect Donna Summers or the Bee Gees or anybody that made disco. So we kind of felt the same thing. There was still a group. Still a group of haters who didn't think that breakdancing would even make Broadway, right? Like the Jabberwockies were like a big gigantic Broadway
that's
show.
what I mean. I was just mentioning the Jabberwockies.
So for me, of course, you didn't really know. I mean, a lot of people didn't know. They didn't think breakdancing, was going to go at the Cannes Film Festival. But let's go back to numbers. Money talks. And the thing is, Flashdance, I think that you could look it up, made like close to maybe 93 million on box office sales. So the thing is, Canon Film said, wow, there's money here. They didn't bank on breaking the film here because their office was on Sunset at the CNN building on Sunset Boulevard, 6464 Sunset. They could have tried to put it in the theaters here, but they're very smart. They want to go for more shekels and more rubles, international denominations. Yeah. So they said, you know what, on the Deutsch, send it to Deutschland in Frankfurt and do it now. Send it over there, send it to India. They sent it everywhere that you can imagine. And I tell you, man, when we were at the Cannes Film Festival, a lot of people were looking at maybe the Superman movie with Richard Pryor that year. Superman came out with Richard Pryor, Delta Force, Chuck Norris. Everybody's looking at the girls, the nude beach. And all of a sudden, these breakdancing schmooliks are like, what is this? But the theater owners went, ooh, because they had already seen the numbers of Flashdance. So I think it's NATO, National Association of Theater Owners. A lot of those people were coming to Canon buying shares of it. We will distribute it. And I tell you what, that was golden because right after the Cannes Film Festival, I thought I would be coming home. They're like, nope. I'm like, I was missing my mom. They're like, no, we're going on a European tour now. They had to call my mom. The first contract was signed that we were going to do a couple of openings and premiere. We did New York, we did Chicago. But once they did the Cannes Film Festival and they got the information, they went, we got to do a European tour. And so I remember my mom and my dad were like, well, he's out there, let him just fly his wings. And sure enough, I don't know how they did it. I'm not asking, but I remember I was so tired of being in airports and planes. We went to Amsterdam. I saw the Anne Frank house. We went to Munich, Frankfurt. I went to the Dachau concentration camp as a tourist. I visited the wall of Jerusalem, and I was eating the matzah. I went to Jerusalem and bought some little things in my little beads or whatever they were selling. I mean, I rode a camel. We were just
wait. Hold on a second. You rode a camel.
Well, she made sure I did. She said, you know what? Look, my Jewish studio teacher. This is how it happened. We get there to promote the film. After the film, you usually have a rest of an itinerary and you have free time. So the lady goes, you want to see something that goes back to the Bible? I go, sure. So she goes, "Do you ever hear something called the Dead Sea Scrolls?" I go, "No." She goes, "Let me show you something. See that wall? See those people with the big hats? See what they're doing? They're praying to the wall because Jesus walked here." I said, "What?" She goes, "The story of Jesus and his apostles, when they were writing the Bible, they were walking and preaching in this area." So she said, "Those rabbis and those people over there, they come from around the world to do prayers and to actually reignite their faith." And she goes, "You see those little guys with the hat?" She goes, "That's a yarmulke." She goes, "They're studying to be rabbis." And the list goes on. And she goes, "You see what this is? Say it. Manure. It's a manure." She goes, "Say it again." Manure. Say it.
So
She was
this,
teaching me-
all of this had
she was
to, all of
teaching
this
me
had to
these
blow
things.
your mind. I mean, as a kid, but
I was like SpongeBob. I was Patrick. I was like, wow.
that is awesome. All right, so one of the things we want to talk about, God, is so awesome. But one of the things we want to
It's
talk to you
very
about
true.
is, and this is worldwide, is that breakdancing is going to be in the Olympics next year.
Yes, and ready? Da, 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 da. I just got an award from Georgia. See what it says? It says,
A Day of Respect 2023 Hip Hop Pioneer. That is
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
okay, so now I've got an actual hard copy legislative day. I mean, from the Fulton County Commissioner, I have something that's actually going to be in legislation as my own day because they honor pioneers of the arts. So I'm like this, like a Bill Robinson, kind of like a Mr. Bojangles Boogie, still dancing schmuck, but now I'm on the books.
So
But
wait, hold on. In Georgia, there is going to be a Michael Chambers Day. Is that right?
I believe so. I'll get it. Let me show
Oh
you.
man. You know what? That's got to be what
ready?
every person in the world goes for, right? To have their own
Arms
day.
reach out to me.
Well, like what you said, I
Other
mean-
eyes smile tenderly.
Oh,
See
there it
it?
is. Proclamation.
Oh my God.
Well, that's what it is. He's a pioneer.
Usually when you get that, you're like some kind of, well, now I'm a known schmuck.
All right, so with the breakdancing in the
I just
Olympics.
got that from Georgia,
All right,
and
so
they did that because the Olympics.
wait,
You,
they're-
you remember
but,
you said the Olympics?
yeah, but they're not in
recognize
Georgia,
it because
aren't they in
they-
France? I'm pretty.
Well, no. They gave me a proclamation, so when they do come to the United States, they'll look at somebody like myself, consider me as like an ESPN correspondent or something.
See, now
They
that's
Yeah.
recognize this kind of stuff.
okay. So that's what I was thinking. So you are a world famous breakdancer. I mean, you've
No.
inspired people. I mean, you've been in these movies. You've been
Pioneer.
all this stuff. You're
Pioneer.
a pioneer, right? They're going to have this in the Olympics. I mean, has anybody reached out to you and said we want you to do like
Commentary.
Yeah, because I think of this. I think of Tara Lipinski and Johnny
Weir, ice skating.
I hate ice skating. I have no interest in watching it. But the two of them, make it so exciting.
Now you sound like you're from New York. I hate ice cream.
No, but if you and Lucinda got on there, or you and Pop and Taco, or somebody from there, like an East Coast guy, West Coast guy, got on there to kind of commentate. I mean, that sounds like a match made
That'd
in
be
heaven.
huge ratings.
Has anybody?
For the record, Pop and Taco passed away recently.
Oh, did he? I'm
and
so
did
sorry to
Shabadoo.
hear that. Oh, I knew
So,
Shabadoo passed away.
And Lucinda's not a breakdancer. She was hired just for the film. So the thing is, this kind of stuff is really hardcore because it validates our art. Remember how we said earlier, people forgot it like disco and they forgot breakdancing? The thing is, you don't just get stuff like this. The Fulton County people in Georgia and other people, I got probably 4 awards in 1 month because the Olympics is a big deal. And whether I'm in it or not, if you look at sports people like ESPN Sports, you got Charles Barkley, you have all these people who do commentaries on the game. I would be okay with that. I mean, whatever God blesses at this point, so be it. I mean, the thing is, I'm just very, very honored that finally at my age, whether it's literary or books or these awards, it's not so much about me. It's the other kids that are doing it now on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, some of these new movies that kind of imitate the Soul Train people. That's like saying, oh, I can do a Martha Graham or a little Fred Astaire or whatever. No. We're kind of like the new pioneers of the dance. So with breakdancing being in the Olympics, it's not just breakdancing. There's popping, there's robot, there's like a whole
Yeah, well, that's what
world of dances.
that's what
You know, that
Matt's-
Britney Spears, BTS. A lot of the kids are using. So that Olympics is going to validate everything the club kids ever stood for.
Well, that's what Matt's trying to say. Like when they introduced skateboarding in the Olympics or the X Games, and skateboarding is going to be in the Olympics, they have like Tony Hawk. They have guys that were in the industry doing the commentating. Who the hell are they going to put in there for breakdancing? Why wouldn't you be there? Why wouldn't you and some of your other peers? They're going to put somebody up there
I'm glad
nobody
that you
could.
said that, because I respect my brothers in the arts from New York. You remember, let's go back. When the movie Breaking came out, the movie Beat Street, Harry Belafonte had Beat Street.
Yeah.
That was straight up New York, boogie down Bronx, Harlem. Come on, Hell's Kitchen. A lot of those kids from the boogie down Bronx, they have their place in breakdance history. They even did the Kennedy Honors, Rocksteady Crew, New York City Breakers. So this is how I see it. If it's ever going to happen, this is going to be the seed planet. I see myself being on a panel with other greats like Rocksteady or New York City Breakers as the guys in the suits doing a commentary and introducing people like ambassadors of the dance, so that other novices who don't know what an arm wave is or what a move is, that we can talk and share this kind of history, as well as just the movements, and kind of bring people up to speed of what's going down.
Yeah, that's what Tara and Johnny Weir, that's what they do. I mean, that's what. Yeah, that's exactly what we need.
And those two people, like Johnny Weir, Tony Hawk. I mean, I respect them because a lot of the skater kids, they were just doing skateboarding in a pool, hollowed out pool, and shredding at some point, but it became a sport. And so this is why all these awards. I mean, I'm not bragging, but I'm telling you, in the last month.
Hey, Michael, it's bragging, and I love it, man. Don't worry about it.
Well, a podcast is kind of merchandise and selling your brand, so I'm not bragging, but everything I'm selling, if it goes out, obviously, the people who don't know what I've been up to will know this kind of stuff. So it's all marketing, right?
For sure.
But this is the most impressive award. This bad boy, it is certified from the RIAA.
And what is the RIAA, just out of curiosity?
Well, you can look it up, but RIAA certified gold video award. 2 million sales of the movie. That was way before Instagram and before a lot of the social media. So they finally gave me that award as one of the artists in Breaking 2. The only reason that they gave that to me is, like the other award, is to hopefully get the sponsors and the other people who are going to be looking for pioneers or ambassadors to speak on behalf of the dance in the Olympics. They're going to be looking at that kind of stuff, like who's who. So all these different places, they were giving me awards. That's what I'm bringing you up to speed, to hopefully put me in line, as one of the commentators.
You know what?
They should be at the front of the line.
Yeah, I was going to say absolutely in front of the line. I agree with Teddy, but one of the things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to bring some energy, man. I mean, you're so low key.
Yeah. I think I fell asleep.
Look at my nickname. Look at my nickname, Turbo. I don't know anything that was of quality that went slow named Turbo. It's very true.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. I in all the things I've seen and all the things I've listened to, okay, where does Boogaloo Shrimp come in? How do you get a nickname like that?
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
See this? That's the new book that got introduced at the Grove at Barnes and Nobles. I did a book signing recently at Barnes and Nobles at the Grove. And the reason that I did that is because everybody during the COVID was doing whatever as an artist, I kind of looked at the broom dance, which people know me from, and said, how can I repackage myself instead of paying somebody 20% to redo me? I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna revamp what I'm known for. And sure enough, I went back.
Little Boogaloo Shrimp.
And the clean
Well,
sweep.
look, and I still have an afro. I had an afro then. I'm balding now. When people go, hey, I remember you from the 80s. Don't take this wrong. What happened to your hair? I'm like, I left my hair in San Francisco. I do my best Tony Bennett. I left it in San Francisco. I was dancing. But look, the thing is, I made a book to inspire the young dancer or the young choreographer. And there's a worksheet. In this, you could find certain terminology.
I love that.
Olympics is one of them.
It's like a training
Olympics
manual.
is one of them.
That is absolutely, and I will tell you this. I know you're known for the broom scene in Breakin', but I will tell you that I think in Breakin' 2, when you danced all along that room on the ceiling.
Yeah, on the ceiling. And
That to me was one of the greatest things. I mean, that was one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen. I mean, that was just fantastic.
For me, it became greater than my dance moves when this guy made an actual song called "Dancing on the Ceiling."
Wait, was that from that?
My former employer before the movie, when I was just a dancer and a schmuck and green, after I did 2 movies where I was a lead, he saw the movie, and after Breaking 2, he wrote, "When we're dancing on it, oh, what a feeling."
No way.
So for me, he validated my Dancing with the Ceiling because he wrote the song after my second movie. So my dance inspired "When We're Dancing on the Ceiling." He actually made a video and a song. So that took it from dancing as a schmoolik on the streets to actually inspiring my employer and a greater artist at the time. So that's kind of deep.
Oh man, that is absolutely incredible.
Very true.
That is absolutely incredible. Well, listen, Michael.
No, wait, it gets better. You ready?
Okay, go ahead.
So Warner Brothers contacts me, and I'm like, Warner Brothers? They're like, "We want you to do a robot version of Steve Urkel." I'm like, "How do you do that?" Dun, 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 dun. Well, there he is. Did I do that, Laura? I'm the robot Steve Urkel. I'm Family Matters.
Oh yeah, you were in Family Matters. That was you.
I played the robot.
Oh my God, that is awesome because you were a sci-fi guy when you were little.
I love your history, and guess what? While everybody else was watching Soul Train, I was looking at Ray Harryhausen films. I was looking at that animation, the stop motion, the stop frame things. Robots like this guy. I was looking at this guy, Metropolis. Japanese.
Yeah.
Japanese stuff. Remember Ultraman?
Remember Ultraman? Oh yeah.
Remember that? So all that Japanese stuff and all the robot, I lived in that kind of the computer world. And I tell you, I used to practice almost like the mannequins that were in the store moving. And sure enough, when Warner Brothers hired me, they said in a matter of seconds, because Warner Brothers is no joke. You do not have a long audition. It's just convincing. I actually auditioned for the network production and the writers. They said, "Convince us that you could play a robot Steve Urkel." So when they told me that, I just went right into my boom, 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 my Clash of the Titans kind of Jason and the Art, and they went, "You got the job." Next thing I knew, I was already in costume. I was hired, but I went right into costume. Once I got into costume, and they said that episode debuted, the Nielsen ratings went up the roof. The first debut of Steve Urkel, Jaleel White goes, "Allow me to present." "Oh, Lord, did I do that?" "Schmuck, smell it, oh
my God.
Of course. Laura, did I do that?
Michael, I got to be honest with you. I am praying that everyone who's involved in the Olympics gets to hear this interview.
Yes.
Because I've heard the interviews you've done, and you've been so low key. I had no idea you had this kind of energy.
Wait a minute, I found the picture. Ready?
Oh my God!
I found it. Ready? It's him. There he is. Me, Michael, and Shabadoo and Bruno. Look at that.
Oh man, that is
the picture.
That is awesome. That is so great.
You see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I always say that was Michael Incognito. He's like, Michael's like, they're like, "Mr. Jackson is used." "Oh, I'm a lover, not a fighter." They're like, "What are you doing?" "I'm incognito. Don't tell Tito and Randy."
Oh man, Michael, listen.
They had to have Chuck Norris find him. He was incognito. They're like, "Chuck, what?
God.
Where's Mr. Jackson? He's incognito." "Houston, we got a problem."
Okay, wait, I have one serious question because this has been bugging me for a long time because I'm an '80s kid too. So, Breaking in 1984, this is true, outgrossed like films like 16 Candles, right? Made a lot of money in the box office here in America. You did a lot.
The thing that pissed off Robert Redford, and I heard it, because this was Siskel and Ebert. Siskel and Ebert, they were like the big cheese movie film critics.
Chicago guys, yeah, they're here.
And Siskel and Ebert said Breaking was a phenomenal rap, but they said Robert Redford got pissed off because his movie The Natural came out and we beat The Natural.
Yeah.
Robert Redford was like the man, right? He was pissed off because a breakdancing movie beat him.
Good.
And matter of fact, no, you know, I mean, it was crazy, but no, he was seriously pissed off because, I mean, everything back then, if you really think about it, the top box office stars, they own media and they own advertising. And so everything that was in People magazine or in any kind of press had to be, I'm the top dog. So the people who were in charge of the publicity told us, you guys must be something because you pissed off Robert Redford. We're like, how? They go, because they posted in Variety magazine or one of those magazines that Breaking beat The Natural. And he was like, wait a minute, whoa. So, but I thought it was cool. Matter of fact, Canon Films, they made so much money. They went from a small office penthouse on Sunset to a whole block on San Vicente and Wilshire. I mean, they literally had the whole block after the film. So everybody was like, wait a minute, that Breaking movie probably made more than what they put on record, because a lot of people were reporting what they wanted to back then. So, you know what? For me, when I look back at that, I thank God that we have the Olympics and good people, because obviously we have people who believe in different gods, and the Bible's talked about that, but there's also a group of people who believe in the true God and his people. And so the thing is, these days, people need jobs. People need to know, why do I buy into this? Why do I help this person? Its skin color is not, it doesn't matter. God created us all. And so in this day and age, like I said, I'm not bragging, but I understand all media is to advertise and to help your business. I always tell people, you know what? This is not an infomercial, but if you want to help a small black business, I'm only 5'6". Where's your? It's only 5'6". Get it, Kickstarter. Where's your Kickstarter? He's only 5'6".
Oh man.
No, you know what?
I roasted myself.
I love it when you guys got the gig. When you guys got the gig for, and I saw this thing. I saw Shabadoo doing an interview, and when you guys got the gig, he thought you guys kind of bombed, and they said. They called him back as he's driving away, and he said he had a cell phone. He said one of his giant old cell phones, and he said, "We want you and your little buddy." and I knew immediately. I mean, I knew immediately he meant you, but I thought that was really funny. I'm just like, you and your little buddy, and then you keep doing this. So it's
no. But you know what? It worked because we were like the Negro version of the Honeymooners.
No, you know what?
Hey, Norton, no. We were like the black Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. I mean, when he said your little buddy, I was the lovable buffoon, and they said this is chemistry. Turbo and Ozone was on page, but when they saw our chemistry, since we were on Lionel Richie's tour for 9 months, they said, you know what, this is Turbo and Ozone. They couldn't even dreamed of writing a better chemistry, so they hired us because obviously there was chemistry, and me being his little buddy meant that would transpose. If you look at Breaking One, I was playing myself. It was almost kind of like a biopic because I looked up to this guy who had already been seasoned as a street dancer, not a break dancer. But then for the record, I have to go back. I'm not known as a break dancer. The term is street dancer, which is kind of like, you know what? It incorporates, when you say street dancer, if you look at some of the coffee shops or the pier, somebody pays money, you could strum a little bit like, hey, you like my show? I mean, tips are very, very much accepted. So the thing is, a street dancer, you had to be a triple threat. You had to adapt to your crowd. If it was breakdancing, and you breakdance. If you're gonna tap, you're gonna tap. And so street dancer allowed me to do the robot when it was time to be a robot. Put another nickel in the Nickelodeon. I mean, it's all theater. She's like, if you're out on a Friday night and somebody gets out of a Lagonda or whatever, say, hey, you know what? Hey, do something for me, kid. I'm on a date. What are you going to do? I got $50. Do what you're told. Bam. If he orders like a jukebox, what he wants. You want a robot? You want a boogie? Boogie down Broad? You want me to, do a little dance? The thing is, you're gonna get that $50, but you're gonna earn it. So a street dancer is a more broader term, and the Olympics is featuring breakdancing, which is a street dance. But you got to remember, before they go to the floor, they do the robot and they do popping,
Right.
which is incorporated. It's kind of like around the same network of breakdancing. And so I had to let you guys know that, because my objective is not just to floss credits, but help the young kids of different colors that are out there. Maybe that's all they do is pop, break dance, or do whatever, but help the parents and the employers get more educated of how that kind of boosts the self-esteem of them doing creative arts, whether it's dancing or teaching or whatever. If they're getting paid and paying their bills or whatever rent they have, I mean, hey, guess what? Everybody's happy, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
that's the importance of the Olympics.
and you've talked at USC, right? You've been
Oh, wow,
teaching.
thank you.
Yeah, but you've talked. I mean, you've done talks at USC and other different colleges. I know Spelman College, some other colleges.
Yes.
And kind of like motivating people, because it's kind of an it is. I mean, you said you did something that nobody else was doing, and you turned that kind of street dancing into an actual career where you're doing stuff. I mean, and you're 14 years old, and when you're sharing that story, especially for somebody who is thinking, I want to get a regular job. I don't want to have a dream. I don't have time for my dream, right? And when you're going out there and you're sharing that story, that tells people, you know what? Why don't you put the regular job off? And we've talked about this with different people. Put that regular job off for a year or two. I mean, it's not going to make or break you, right? And then try to be that person. Try to do that thing that you want to do. I mean, that's a great thing that you've been doing.
What's really beautiful that what you just touched on, when I was in Memphis and by Bill Street, I didn't even realize they have a crisis over there with the youth having too much time on their hands. And I mean, it's wild. And a few of them came up to me and said, look, man, you know what? You saved me. You saved me for myself. I go, excuse me? They go, man, I'm not even going to start to tell you how many times I was going down the wrong way. And I got into this dancing and I started doing some stuff and people started noticing me, and I started just getting what they would do. Some of these kids who maybe got on probation or ran into some problems with the law, they realized very quickly, how am I going to make money out of my dreams? And the thing is, what I would bring out is, you know what, until you actually master your craft, you have to get a day job and you have to flip burgers and do like everybody else to pay your bills, so you're not homeless or feeding off somebody else, and you have self-esteem. And then on your free time, when you're developing your talent, when you become a master of your talent, you pretty much will graduate by getting that first paycheck, whether it's joining the Screen Actors Guild or Actors Federation for Television, Radio Artists, or Equity. Those are unions. And when I break it down like that, they're like, okay, well, where do I start? I go, you know what? They got Craigslist, you got local talent, you got to start where you're at and then build your resume just like everybody else. And it's interesting because that inspiration, when you say that number 14, when I talk to some people who are young in my family and say, I started my career, my Screen Actors Guild card, which is not updated yet, but my Screen Actors Guild card says I've been a member since 1983. That means I joined the Screen Actors Guild as a union performer in 1983.
40 years
before
ago.
the after merger. Come on now.
40,
So I was
40 years.
I bring that out to the young people, because they're giving everything away for bragging rights and views. I'm so cool on TikTok. Look, mom. Those views are not paying your bills. I mean, you might get something from a sponsor, but I said, instead of giving it away, why don't you open up your own business or whatever, or put on a local show or do something instead of giving it away? And so that's being an educator, helping the young people not fall into the trap that maybe some people have fell into. And for me, I have to say this to somebody who's still alive. You ready? Tony Basil. Oh, Mickey, you're so fun. She was one of the lockers on Soul Train.
Oh yeah,
with
she was.
Tony Basil became a very well-known choreographer, and I was kind of like her understudy when I was dancing with Shabadoo in the lockers. And she used to pull us aside and says, "You know what? If you give it away for free, that's all you'll get." She goes, make them buy your talent. Have some dignity. She goes, don't just give yourself away. And I was like, you know what? She had and there was no Facebook, there was no YouTube, but I learned to maybe try to get a contract or have somebody speak for me before I joined the union. And so that kind of knowledge, that's what I share with the young people at these events or whatever, you know, to have them kind of take an empowerment back for their career.
Well, that's where your work ethic comes from, because now it's too easy. TikTok's too easy. You don't have to do anything. Just put the camera in there. You don't have to work for it. Just put it out there. There's no effort. There's no energy, to get into that, to get to where you want it to go. Now you just point the camera at yourself.
Well, it's interesting that you said that, because now the camera and social media is your agent.
Right.
Because if you're not known, how's anybody going to find you? These kids know how to hashtag a video and say, look, they'll give the few seconds of what I do, blah, 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 and they'll hashtag and say, if you want to book me, call me.
Yep. No,
like their own sizzle reel.
They do that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's funny, because I saw, when you talk about Tony Basil, I saw she did an interview with Shabadoo and Penguin and a couple other guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was a really interesting thing where she talked about, using their talent, right, and then making something of it and building on that. And that was when you guys were still, I would say, pretty popular. It was like right before the movies and everything. But you had this awesome talent, and she was talking about how to turn this into money. Yeah. So that
how to monetize it.
Yeah. It was just a really impressive thing. So yeah, I really dug
you know what? All this knowledge still goes back in harmony with the importance of the Olympics. I mean, we've been waiting for a long time. I mean, come on now. The 80s was popular. Then in the 90s, it got real thuggish and dark and nobody was dancing. So hip hop had a negative kind of stigma to the name. But then with the Step It Up movies and, people dancing again, now there's this universal excitement. All nationalities, all the people, everybody, neutral and very cool and excited again. So I'm hoping that, being a correspondent or an educator, not only will I be able to have more opportunities for my livelihood and my family, but to be able to be a liaison to open up doors for other kids that maybe they're teenagers in this COVID generation where everybody's on quarantine and they're trying to find, okay, how am I going to make something out of these four walls, because I still live with my mom. My dad's on me because he doesn't like my music. I'm like, why are you going to be so rude, Dad? The thing is, that generation gap is really huge. I mean, parents are grinding and working overtime to provide for the kids. They're on their devices and they're trying to find out who they are. But we were those kids. While mom and dad were doing their thing, we were in our room. Little Boogaloo Shrimp was on a street corner or in his room, like my book, doing what he had. I put on my mixtape, I could have had mixes from K-Rock, or sometimes if you were on a radio station, an AM or FM, you're like, whoa, put the cassette on. You can get a nice little mix from whatever the disc jockey played.
Oh man, we did that so much. Oh, we had a guy we had a guy jamming Julian Perez.
Yep.
Oh
my God! I still
jamming, jumping,
jumping Julian,
jumping Julian Perez. I will tell you right. Yeah. Oh man, it was great. All right, Michael, thank you so much for being on. Man, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And we listen. I'm gonna hashtag the whole world. Hashtag Michael Chambers Olympics, because listen, you gotta bring that energy.
Michael Chambers, lead analyst.
Yeah.
But if you have like one from the West Coast and one guy from the East Coast,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Like, that would be perfect.
If you and Crazy Legs did something, I mean, that would just be. I mean, if the two of you guys could just like talk breaking and introduce all those people,
what would be better, because he's already Red Bull. He's the post.
Yeah,
he's already been there, done that. As far as a breakdancer,
right?
There's a lot of people from New York that have a story to tell. New York City, but look at all those guys in Beach Street. I would, if I was going to do a panel, somebody that's a legend that hasn't really said anything would be Powerful Pexter. The New York City Breakers, or anybody from the guys who battled Rocksteady in there, they've always gotten watered down. It was always Rocksteady,
Rocksteady, yep.
It's just like Turbo and Ozone. I'm saying that we weren't the best. Electro Rock, Popping Pete from Electro Rock is one of the original electric boogaloos from Soul Train. Him and I have never had a panel, even though we do the same dance. But at the same time, in New York, Normsky, the little kid, Mr. Freeze, the guy from Flashpoint,
Yep.
White Style, some of those old veterans who used to dance, what Yo MTV Raps or whatever and pop back then, that would make more sense because I think right now we're entering a fresh new year. Everybody wants, something new and fresh. It would be very interesting to be paired up with somebody who's got all this wealth of history and stories that were not written to give people more of a consciousness. And you know what? Also help provide somebody else give some love to somebody else's family. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Yeah.
Is Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, are they still around? Wait, Ed Lover's passed, right?
I'm not sure, but that's very interesting that you brought that up because people forgot Dr. Dre and Ed Lover had Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That was my show.
Yeah.
Which launched the careers of Queen Latifah,
Yep.
Flavor Flav, yeah, boy,
Yep.
Boogie Down. You gotta fight, boy, you're right, the body. Right,
I was telling it to my boys, and I mentioned Dr. Dre,
I love
and
Dr.
I
Dre.
go, not that Dr. Dre. I go, the original
No,
Dr.
you
Dre.
know the real Dre.
Yeah, I said the real Dre. I said
real
the real
Dre.
That's
Dre.
the real Dre.
Yep.
Oh man.
You guys have a lot of history.
Peace and chicken grease.
Oh man. Listen,
Peace and chicken grease.
listen. When my friends were listening to rock and roll, I mean, I was all hip hop all day long. I mean, Kool Mo D, the Ghetto Boys. I mean, that's
Yes.
I mean, that is. I listen to that every.
As soon as we heard it,
Yeah.
it was like it changed our
Okay,
whole
now let me
entire
do. Okay, Red Love.
music
Ready? I'm gonna
repertoire.
go there. I'm gonna do you a solid. So while everything was happening hip hop, remember I started in music videos. I went from Shaka Khan to Lionel Richie. Well, guess what? Lionel Richie hired Sheila E. as a percussionist.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Sheila E. was dating Prince.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh damn
So-
right.
So I got a chance to be in Prince's world when he first started. So obviously Prince was kind of like a new version of Jimi Hendrix. So he exposed me to rock and roll on a bigger level. And I tell you what, the biggest rock and roll idol that I missed out on a video shoot was Diamond Lee Rob.
Oh, when he did his solo stuff?
Jamie's crying, Diamond Dad. David Lee Robin Van Halen, yeah. The thing is, the little kid in the movie Breaking, he is in the video. Well, East Coast girls are hip hop.
Yeah.
You're in that video?
No, listen.
The other
I
kid.
missed out on the video because I was touring, but the little kid in Breaking goes, hey, guess what? I'm working with the singer of Van Halen. We go, no, you're not. When we saw that video, I was like, ah! David Lee Roth went right on Venice Beach where we filmed Breaking and hired little Coco. He's featured in the video. Well, so when Dave's with those girls, look
Yeah.
at the little kid. It's a kid from Breaking.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
Dude,
is.
so this gets better. So then when
Well, that
everybody
was
was
his
contacting
solo
him-
stuff, though. That was
when
David Lee
everybody
Roth's
was
solo.
contacting everybody on MySpace and social media, years later, I said, what the heck, I'm going to do it. I found David Lee Roth's handle. I said, hey, David, I love your work. I'm sorry I missed the video. I would love an autograph. Do you know I got an autograph picture, FedEx, from David while Eddie Van Halen was still alive. He said, thank you, Mike. You rock. I have the autograph. This was before Eddie Van Halen passed away. So, of course, I had to give it up to David Lee Robin. Jump back. What's that sound? Here she goes. Oh, thousand down there. I mean, come on, man.
Hey, you sound better than him now. I'll tell you that.
Oh man, that is absolutely incredible.
Hey, dude, you know what? That's rock royalty right there, right?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Oh man, but you know
It
what?
gets better. It gets better. That guy from the Electro Rock, Popping Taco, Bruno, who passed away,
Yeah.
his sister called me up after Breaking Two. She says, guess what? Guess who my brother's working with? I go, who? Stevie Nicks. He was in the video with Stevie Nicks. Stand back in the middle of my room. I will not keep
Love
from
that-
you.
love that song.
Standing in a line, I would try. There's a picture of Bruno with Stevie. I'm like, you know what? That's Fleetwood Mac.
Wow.
I mean, so for me, where I'm going with this. I got from Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson into rock and roll more than hip hop, because I'm a singer, I'm a crooner. Lionel's a crooner, so was Michael. So I was like, wait a minute. Once I got "We Are the World," and I seen the video, you got Kenny Rogers, you have Steve Perry, "Foolish Hearts, here we come."
Oh, I love him. Absolutely love him.
You got Journey. You got Kim Carnes. "She's Got Betty Davis." You got Cyndi Lauper. You got Bob Dylan. You got Bruce Springsteen. "There's a choice of making." I mean, everybody who was in that video, all I did when popping and breakdancing subsided was right. And I felt like I was an intern of pop chart greatness. So I became a songwriter and a singer, but look at all the influences. That's crazy, right?
Dude, you should have
That's like wild, right?
You should have gotten Lionel Richie's ear and brought some moves and dance into that video. Because that video is kind of stale, you know what I'm saying? You're just looking at
Which
the
one?
singers.
What,
We Are the World, yeah. Well, you should, hey, you need some choreography in this song. I got
Well,
it.
look,
I got it.
I'm gonna do you a solid. So right now on YouTube, if you look at Lionel Richie American Music Awards,
Yeah.
I'm performing on stage all night long with Lionel, and Michael Jackson's in the audience with Brooke Shields and Webster. So that was
my
the
God, I remember
day.
that.
That was the fateful day. Quincy Jones said, "We have everybody in the room. Let's go to the recording studio. Leave your egos at the door." So once again, I'm like Forrest Gump. I performed with Lionel right after the American Music Awards at the Shrine Auditorium. Quincy Jones and Mike.
Looks like he's
Oh,
muted.
hold on, Michael. Where you muted yourself? Oh, there you go.
So what happened? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So what happened was, I was kind of like backstage while all those artists and "We Are the World" was being created, which for me, that even made it even more something.
Oh man, you know what? Michael. Something said. Yeah. Oh, something. Oh man, we lost him.
No, we didn't, did we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you-
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you know what? I apologize, but I've been kind of like really powering all this year. And if I have something on my phone, if my phone's not ringing, then I need to get a day job. But no, it's ringing. But no.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
you're
it's when his
getting.
phone is ringing.
somebody's already getting.
No,
Somebody's already getting you a
but
job
your
from
show
this.
is very important. Your show is very important. So look, I'll make it very short. So back to the story. Here's the deal. I'm backstage at the American Music Awards, and I'm looking. There's Sheena Easton. There's Kenny. There's everybody who did "We Are the World" in that room. Later on, as an adult, when I winded down from all that, I mean, just all the glory of the box office and all that, and just became the artist that I should be, I started looking back at all the artists that were in conjunction with Lionel, and I developed my songwriting skills. I developed my music production skills. I went to Guitar Center, got me my Fostex. I learned MIDI. I went to the Grove School of Music. I was doing a lot of behind the scenes to become my own artist and producer. And now here we are. I got a few things out on Macola Records, but hopefully, if God blesses it with this new Olympic year, I've already embarked on the literary part. This is my first book, but I have another one coming out. But I want to write like a dancer's anthem, like something that's motivate. Everything that I stand for when I speak at USC or the colleges, I would love to write an inspirational song that motivates people who like you said, may feel like, man, I have a day job and it's robbing me of my talent, blah, blah. I want to write that one song that's like the Whitney Houston song. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I thought I could be. Something that's really like cool,
I listen. I love it. I love it. So here's what you got to do. You got to share all this stuff with us so we can put it on our social media. But we got to let you go because we are
No
maxing
problem.
out. No, it was absolutely fantastic. And like I said, we are going to push for Michael Chambers
Olympics.
That is
That's
going to
the
be
start. If that doesn't
I
happen,
want to
it's a
be like the
travesty.
Charles Barkley or the freaking Shaquille O'Neal or the Kobe Bryant of breakdancing.
Yeah.
No, meaning as
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, you absolutely can be. You absolutely
if
can
George
be.
Foreman can sell a grill, I should be able to sell some sneakers. Sell sneakers.
I agree 100%. Michael, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
and
Thank
when
you.
you come out with your new
Hey,
book,
you guys be safe. You
Hey.
know, thank you again for having me, you guys, and I hope God keeps you and your family safe, respectfully. Thanks
you.
again, and hopefully, we'll all be able to rendezvous next year.
Yeah.
And do a follow up.
all right, right
Awesome.
before you start the Olympics.
I
yeah,
love
let's
it.
get
I love
together.
it. Thank you, Michael.
All right,
All right.
all right, Michael.
Until
Thanks
then,
so much.
Take care. You use
All right, take it easy,
Take
man.
care, sir.
Bye.
Of course. Still a schmuck.
Oh
Bye.
my God! Wow. You know what? Is there? He's my age. He's 56.
I was going to ask.
Is there a human being that has as much energy as he does? Is
He
there? Honestly,
would be the perfect
I don't understand. Yeah.
commentator for
Yeah,
the
he
Olympics.
would be absolutely
like,
the
who
perfect
could you
commentator.
possibly have on that would have that much energy
But
and
you know
Plus
how,
with the background.
and that much
You know how-
background.
and
Yeah.
to know, everybody in the business.
you know how
Yeah.
fucked up the Olympics is, though. They do things that just. I mean, I don't know. It's all about money and they.
Well, gymnastics, like Bart Connor, he announces the gymnastics. He was on the Olympic gymnastics. So all the people who announce that certain discipline, they were former Olympic athletes.
Right.
Bart
That's
Connor
what-
is a fart.
Yeah, but I'm saying
In the wind.
And who's
Fart
and who- was
Connor.
it? Who was it? Was it Mary Lou Retton or someone else was announcing? Maybe
yeah,
not
she,
her. But
yeah,
there
she was doing it. Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on,
but I'm
there
saying-
is no way anybody's going to bring the
No,
stories
he has to be.
and
he
the
has to be, yeah.
energy that he brings. I mean, he is the perfect guy because honestly, you have to think about it. Nobody watches the Olympics. I mean, it's.
Right, I'm an Olympic junkie. I love the
Are
Olympics.
you
I
really?
watch,
Yeah.
I watch
My-
certain
my
things.
house.
I watch
I only
I
watch
love it
weird,
all.
I only watch
Yeah,
weird
my
shit.
house
ping,
is
ping
too.
pong and weightlifting.
Yeah, ping pong and weightlifting. That's
I love it all.
yeah. But I mean, he would make something that honestly is cool, but kind of was popular. He's right. I mean, it just kind of when he said he took up writing and songwriting and all that stuff, and because breakdancing kind of disappeared, he's the guy.
Well,
that
and
could
his
bring it back.
ability to just kind of, as he said, like as a street
Just
dancer,
ad lib.
Yeah.
you can kind of ad lib and figure out what the crowd needs from you.
Like his first movie, he said
that
he,
would
said he
be-
ad libbed it, didn't he? Say like
Yeah,
his first
Yeah.
there
movie.
was a lot of that
but
stuff.
like
he
that,
did.
that's exactly what you need as a commentator, just
Yeah.
to be able to,
You
know,
gotta be
go with the
quick-witted. You
flow.
gotta go. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's got that like Robin Williams in him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if your listeners
Right?
could have seen, like this would have been the one.
This would have been the one that
to
had
have.
beautiful. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
'cause-
it
him
was
getting all
great.
of his like different stuff and
Yeah.
memorabilia
Oh,
that
and
was great.
showing us.
and every
That
time,
was
listen, I want to tell you this. Every time he mentioned Lionel Richie, he held up the Lionel Richie album. Every time he mentioned Michael Jackson, he held up the Michael Jackson
And the
doll.
Boogaloo, and then he mentioned
Yeah.
he built up the
Urkel.
book. Urkel, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have to YouTube that. I didn't realize that was.
Oh yeah,
him.
so he was in
Robot
like the
Urkel.
Dom DeLuise show, and he's like a bunch of different
Yeah,
things.
sure.
But yeah, it's that crazy energy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
that's the kind of cool thing about breakdancing. And there's two things about it in the Olympics I'm going to watch for. Actually, the dancing because it's good, but it's got to be the music, right? They have to bring back that music. There has to be
I think they're gonna
Grandmaster
have-
Flash
yeah,
and the
I-
Furious
well, I think
Five. There
Yeah.
has to be that stuff.
But each group, the way it's broken down, they bring their own music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
perform. They perform to their own whatever.
Yeah, well,
they
there's some
want.
new. There's a lot of new stuff out there now. Like if you watch
Yeah.
like AGT and Britain's Got Talent, like these top dance crews, and he mentioned the Jabberwockies. That's the one I couldn't think of. I think they're actually out of California. I think they actually won AGT. Yeah, they got their own little mixes. I mean, it's like a modern day version, so I don't think they're going to bring back literal music from
Aw.
the '80s. But they got some pretty
No,
cutting edge stuff.
somebody will, right?
No,
If
but
somebody
actually,
does, that'll
they,
be it.
They did do a retro song with like "Take Me Back to Funky Town," the disco song, but they
I
put
love
a spin
Funky
on it
Town.
where they pop locked and did all the breakdancing to that. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I would watch if Michael was announcing. I would absolutely watch just to see what he says. 'Cause
Yeah.
honestly,
Oh, yeah.
That's the energy. Because it's funny. I've listened to a couple of interviews with him, and he was so low key. I mean, this was a complete and total
This was a
different
surprise.
person. Yes, yeah. I'm not lying to you. He was honestly a completely different interview than I've
Well,
heard
if
him on
he might have
everything
been
he's
on,
ever done.
on something that had like parameters and guidelines that said you can only act like
And
this.
we have
or-
no
I mean,
parameters?
you're the three idiots.
They were cool.
Yeah, we have no parameters and no
He could actually be
guidelines
himself.
whatsoever. No, it was kind of funny. One of the Big Lebowski guy. When I asked him, the guy who wrote the book, I'm a Lebowski, and I said, hey, you want to be on? He did a lot of things that everybody else does. He goes, well, I'm an idiot. sign me up.
Yeah, sign me
I
up.
was like,
Everybody wants to be the fourth idiot.
yeah, they're all just claiming.
I'm not Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
Yeah,
You're Mr. Lebowski.
It's so funny because we got next week. And this is going to be a good one, or 2 weeks. Catherine Caldwell Harris, and she is an expert in
What the fuck does she do?
Yeah, she's a fucking expert in fucking swearing. Wow. She is basically the American expert
Has she met my mother?
in swearing.
Because that woman.
Maybe she needs to be a guest on the show.
Here, a real quick story. So when I went to the Air Force back another lifetime ago, we get off the bus and there's people they're crying. The drill instructor he's yelling and he's saying the F word and he's saying this word. I was thinking to myself, that's it. That's all you got?
Feels like home.
Let me introduce you to the world heavyweight champion who can put those words together with other words you've even heard of.
Yeah, why don't you scare me? Why don't you scare me with real words and real threats?
My level of boredom at boot camp was so I was like, am I going to get yelled at the proper way? It never happened.
Did she do like a mix of like American and Greek swearing? And
no, it was all straight American.
All straight American.
There was no ambiguity whatsoever.
See, and that's funny because that's one of the things when I talked to Catherine, and she's like, "What are we going to talk about?" And I'm just like, "Well, first of all, I want to know a little bit about the history of swearing."
Yeah.
Right. And I want to talk a little bit about swearing in other countries because there's some words that they use in other countries that we like. It's taboo here. It's just like a regular word.
Yeah, it's like a regular word. Yeah,
just regular words that they use
so it's all
every
cultural.
single day.
It's all cultural.
Yeah. So it's such a funky thing. All right. Wow, dude, I
need a nap after that because I'm exhausted.
Dude,
that was pretty high energy. That was high energy.
So
It was entertaining to say the least sitting here, and I almost forgot I was on the show. I was watching it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm part
You're
of
part
this.
of
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, wow, I've been waiting for this for so long, and I was so excited that he was actually going to be on because this was such a big part of my childhood, right? And the things a
lot of people's childhood.
I do, right? Yeah. So it was a big deal. But all right, so we got to wrap this thing up. Jackie, you didn't get to talk a lot.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, none of us did.
No.
But I'm going to let you go first. Last thoughts.
I mean, just to see him and like listen to him and relive us like going to the Portage Park Theater and like watching the movie and like dancing in the aisles of the movie. It's just I don't know. I'm fulfilled.
My sister and I were very big dorks at the time. Yes. Teddy, last thoughts.
Yeah, it was just kind of cool hearing her perspective from the other side of it because the most of the masses like us are seeing guys like that and his crew entertain us. So it's kind of cool to hear the inside view of what it was like from his side of the fence. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So
Marquise,
I think it's a travesty if Michael Chambers does not have something to do on the broadcast for the breakdancing part of the Olympics.
I agree.
Honest to God, I mean, it's ridiculous. It would not surprise me, and I think I would be shocked if they could figure out a way to make it happen because it makes so much sense for him to be on it, right? Sometimes things that make sense never come to fruition.
Yeah. It's not that far away now, so
when
the
is
powers
the,
that
when are
be,
the
they're in
Olympics?
2024.
This summer.
Like the summer.
In France?
So
Yeah.
Okay.
so you would think
They
that
might
would
have
be.
already. Yeah, I mean,
but
you're right. They might already have somebody in mind.
Yeah.
Who did it for the Pan American Games?
it was for the you know what? It was kids. I know it was like the Junior Olympics.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know who watches the Junior Olympics. I have no idea. But there's no way that anybody could bring.
He needs to tap into some of his connections. Lionel Richie.
Do you think he knows Lionel Richie?
Have they met?
I don't know what type of relationship they have, or if they've kept in
Extremely
touch.
tight, yeah.
I mean, that guy knows everybody from Quincy Jones on. I mean, those people have those industry. I mean, people in the industry like that, the bigwigs in the industry.
Yeah.
They know people, and they know. You know what I mean? It's just they're connected.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, Lionel Richie, Quincy Jones are connected. They're connected Hollywood, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They
well,
know-
they're older royalty. They're like Hollywood. I mean,
Yeah.
they're
They could put in a
entertainment,
word. Lionel
entertainment
Richie,
royalty. Yeah.
they could put in a word for him.
It's
The least they could do. You know how much money they made off of him?
That's that
How
was,
much money Michael Chambers made everybody that he mentioned?
Yeah. Well, like I said, he just did his job, and he didn't get. He was like the referee. Like you didn't see him. He did his job, but you're not supposed to know who he is.
Right.
Just like
but still, I
It's
would
the
tell
least
you
they
that
could do for him.
95% of 14-year-olds would be in rehab 6 times. Would be
Right.
so messed up. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
think
look
about
at all the kids his age that we knew in movies growing up.
Yeah.
The Coreys, right? The 2 Coreys.
Feldman,
Drew Barrymore.
Haim,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone on different strokes.
Yeah.
And it's
Todd
interesting the way
Bridges,
he gave credit to Lionel Richie's wife for keeping him on the straight and narrow. Like, we have a 14-year-old here. He's not doing the things that we do.
That is pretty cool because you think about it. There's probably not a lot of people who would care enough to do that, right?
Exactly.
Well,
Right.
she was all
It'd
about
be more
the
like
money.
that
She was
kid's
all about the
annoying.
money. She was protecting her money.
Well,
He did mention that.
Yeah, but he's right. I mean,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
But I mean, they probably mentioned to him. They probably mentioned to him
him getting
several
in trouble
times.
cost him money.
Right. But I mean, how many people do you think they let go and just kind of pushed off and everything? And he turned that. I mean, 14, and he's a professional.
Yeah.
Ted's 14,
Yeah.
and he's a professional.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
no, Ted's 14 drinks.
Oh.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, he's a pioneer because, like I said, I mean, he's doing something at the time where nobody's seen that before, and you're always going to have haters, right? When someone sees something for the first time, I mean, like you said, you're living in a genre where there's like, like not American band, like just whatever traditional dancing, Robert Redford, and here comes something that's completely.
Oh yeah, that was
off
funny.
The chart.
That Robert Redford was
Yes.
pissed off.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say in the show, the more haters you have, that means you're doing something right.
It's
so
not.
bravo.
It's not
Michael
fair that
Chambers.
he was a pioneer at the age of 14, and they were taking all that. They were watching him, and they go, "Oh, like Michael Jackson's like, oh, I like that look, I like that dance move,
Yeah.
I like what you did here." They're not giving them. They're not saying anything. They're just doing it, right?
But all art.
It's
is
all like
stealing,
that. I
right?
know.
It's all, yeah.
I know, but sometimes like right now is just like to pay it back.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's getting the compensation
Lionel Richie,
he deserves.
Get in contact with the powers that be and put in word for
Make it
Mr.
happen.
Michael
Well,
Chambers.
let's have Lionel Richie on the show and see what he has to say.
Okay, here we go. This is my last thought. Lionel Richie, when I get in touch with you, I need you to get back to me, and we can talk. We'll talk a little Michael Chambers, okay, and a little Olympics, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit about dancing on the ceiling, the Commodores,
about
and
your
all
career.
that kind of stuff.
Lionel
yeah.
Richie is a closet listener to our show.
That you know what? Oh man, that
We
would
just
be,
outed Lionel Richie, Matt.
as a
Michael
listener.
Chambers might have just
No,
had
as
him
a Three Idiots
get on.
listener, you should have done that.
I can tell you this: with all the people that I approach, I'm getting a lot more. You guys are hilarious. This is funny and everything, and a lot less. You guys scare me, and I need to alert my local police, the police force, to make sure that you don't come anywhere close to us. So, all right, listen, we love everybody. Man, I don't even know what to say, man. I'm just just so much energy. Next week, no guest, and then the week after, we will be swearing for a purpose. And can we swear for charity?
Wait, is that show 100?
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, this is 98, right?
Yeah,
Next year.
that's actually going to be our fucking 100th show.
Make sure you have the swear jar out. The swear jar.
I will have the goddamn asshole shitbag swear jar out there. So, all right, man, we love you guys. Keep listening, keep posting. Send us some more Ted's tips. Maybe not about bowling, and we will see everybody next week.